All right, everybody. Good morning, I guess I should say. Happy Saturday now that we're headed into your early Saturday morning. Thanks for hanging out on this late night chat as we start to see this frontal boundary roll through. Just seeing some rain with these thunderstorms that are starting to pick up now. Not really seeing too many lightning strikes making its way into Putnam County. Or Stark County, excuse me, starting to see more of those lightning strikes starting to pick up a little bit. Nothing too concerning quite yet, but overall we are going to continue to see this line of rain push down into the Orlando metro area, further down into Alachua County, Marion County, as we head through the next couple of hours. So just doing a quick breakdown of what we're seeing on radar right now. We'll keep this brief, but overall we are going to be in for some early morning thunder alarm clocks, especially here in the Orlando area, headed through the day tomorrow. So let's take this radar so you can see what I'm looking at over here. So again, starting to see some of those showers making their way in across Dixie County, parts of Gilchrist County. Just a couple of very scattered showers making their way in across Alachua County, but really seeing a couple of thunderstorms making their way towards St. Johns County. But other than that, not looking at anything too crazy at the moment, just a lot of rain, but already what I'm seeing with this storm, and this is in the very early stages of us impacting, and this is what's going to be the main threats as we really see this storm pick up as we head through the day tomorrow, is going to be as this storm continues to progress towards the south, we could see this storm bow out. So it's going to look a lot like this as it's continuing to make its way further down south. But when this storm bows, like exactly what we saw today, right by the airport, we saw one of those storms make this backward C shape. That really means that there is a lot of wind coming out of this storm, and we just basically see extreme wind gusts continuing to push out. As we saw a little thunderstorm by the airport today, it produced 55 mile per hour winds at the airport itself. So as this storm reaches its peak as we head into tomorrow morning, that's when we could see possibly 60, maybe even 70 mile per hour wind gusts headed into tomorrow. So already starting to see a little bit of bowing action starting to happen. So moving into the Gainesville area, maybe seeing some gusty winds very late tonight. So just make sure you are being careful and weather aware of that. If there is, I know it's super late, but if there is anybody watching right now that does have any like loose furniture out there, if you're in the Gainesville area, you should be okay. But moving back down towards the Orlando area, again, I know it's really late. This is definitely a tomorrow problem. Make sure you get up early enough before that wind really starts to kick in, because really right around here from New Smyrna, basically all up the I-4 corridor, this is where we're going to be seeing those storms at their, most likely their strongest, headed into tomorrow morning. So this is what we're seeing right now. Nothing too crazy at the moment, but again, this entire cold front, and we'll switch over to our national radar. Back it up just a little bit. There we go. Even back towards here. So we have our low pressure system. Switch colors real quick. There we go. So we have our low pressure system centered around New England at the moment. Right here. And so from this low pressure system, we have this cold front that is lingering just offshore, swinging back through the panhandle, and then actually continuing back down towards Corpus Christi. Let me draw that a little better. Same idea though. So you have your low pressure up here by New York, Pennsylvania, and then we have this cold front continuing to make its way back down. So sorry for the horrible drawing. There we go. That's a little bit better. So a little bit of a meteorology lesson. When you see a cold front and you see these barbs coming off of that cold front, the barbs actually signify where the frontal boundary is going. So on all of our weather models, you saw these cold fronts and these little triangles. That ultimately just means that this cold front is going to be making its way towards the south. But overall, again, here's where this low pressure system is centered. There's a marathon actually happening in New York today, and it's going to be raining there like crazy. Still seeing a lot of rain up in New England, and they've just been having this big low pressure system bringing in a lot of rain, almost like a nor'easter where we normally see in the wintertime. But we actually just got a lot of rain up in New England, and still just seeing a lot of rain causing flooding. As you can see, these little markers here in the alerts in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, back down towards West Virginia. This cold front really has generated a lot of moisture and has just dropped immense amounts of rains across Pennsylvania, back down towards the northeast, moving down into the southeast. So that's ultimately the setup of what we're looking at. But back over here, nothing's really happening. The reason why is because there's a big high pressure system. And so ultimately we have a lot of this cooler air, and this high pressure system is just going to be pulling in all of this much cooler air after that cold front moves through. And we're only going to see those highs in the mid 80s tomorrow. So it's going to be very chilly. We'll just get this over with now. Here's your 7-day forecast of what we're going to be seeing for the next couple of days. Temperature's chilly through the weekend. We've been sitting in the low 90s for about a week and a half now, and so we're going to be seeing those temperatures very, very almost chilly, dare I say, as we take a look at the weekend. And that's just because of that much cooler air really moving in as we head through tomorrow. So weather impact day for rest of the overnight tonight, I guess, and into very early tomorrow morning. Probably going to stop the weather impact day at about 2-3 p.m. After the rain really starts to push out. But impact day at least through tomorrow morning. Again, here's that cold front that we can see. High pressure going to be moving in afterwards, but all of that much cooler air pretty much funneling in behind this cold front after it moves through with all of that rain. So severe threats, usually when we are talking about those afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms that we've come to know and love for sure, we've been seeing that wind and hail are the two main threats. Not quite as we take a look at this system right here. Again, really going to be seeing a lot of rain, so the possibility of flash flooding not out of the question. And we already talked about if we do see those storms start to like bow out a little bit, we could see extreme wind gusts and possibly some damaging wind as those storms push through. So going to be seeing that wind threat number one. Heavy rain on tap for tomorrow, so seeing that possibility of flash flooding. We could see some severe storms thrown in the mix a little bit, but overall, hail and the very low but not zero risk of a very brief spin up. We did get a report of a funnel cloud just south of the airport today, so it's not impossible that there could be a very brief tornado warning tomorrow. However, those chances are extremely low. This is going to be much more of a wind and rain event as we head through the day tomorrow. So let's talk timing real quick. Already starting to see some showers making their way into the Gainesville area. Our Fox model has been doing a great job with all of like the initiation of all of those scattered showers and thunderstorms today. So starting to see some very scattered rain showers in Gainesville right now. That's going to pick up a little bit of strength as it makes its way down the I-75 corridor. And then getting a little bit disorganized before we start to see the sunrise at about 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m. Once that sunrise really starts to kick in, it already starts to build up a little bit of energy. So you can see right here, as we get later on in the morning, those storms just blossom even more. Does even seem to be broken up a little bit more later. Which is a good sign. So Orlando, downtown, and the theme parks may not be as hard hit as what models were suggesting a little bit earlier, but that also means that areas further down south across Osceola County and Brevard County may get hit a little bit harder as we see that energy from the heat of the day really start to kick in, starting to see those little magenta spots in areas right down the Florida Turnpike. So ultimately what I'm trying to say here is with all of this rain moving through, if you do have any travel plans early on tomorrow, especially at the airport, expect delays, especially if you're trying to plan on traveling in the later morning or have a flight in the late morning hours. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a very big delay, if not even a ground stop at OIA. But overall, going to be seeing those scattered showers start to move through Orlando, starting at about 7:30, with some of those heavier rounds of rain starting in at 8, probably until about 10, 10:30, 11 o'clock. Is when we'll start to see that heavy rain move into Melbourne, southern Osceola County. And then once we head into the afternoon, we really just see that very light rain on tap as we head through the back half of the day. So if you do have any outdoor plans, dinner plans, Saturday night, things are looking good. They're going to be chilly, and we're going to see those temperatures cool down quite a bit, back down into the mid 60s. But overall, we're smooth sailing on Saturday and even on Sunday. Something that I am a little concerned about is models have been flip-flopping on this just a little bit. So of course we have our cold front here. Some models have been seeing this cold front almost stall over Fort Myers, Miami area, which could lead to possibly a few showers headed into Sunday, especially across Melbourne. But if there is going to be anything, it's going to be very brief, and it's mainly going to be sticking south of Orlando. Maybe a couple of showers very, very early in Melbourne on Sunday, but if anything, I'd say stray thunderstorm, couple of scattered showers. That's really about it. Sunday, definitely the pick of the weekend, and honestly, even the pick of the week, headed into the week ahead. So that's ultimately what we can expect. Again, make sure you're sticking with the Fox 35 storm team through the rest of the overnight tonight. I will be here until about 2:30, 2:45, and then I'll do a little handoff with TJ, because of course we just want to keep you safe, and especially with overnight storms, lots of folks are sleeping, so we just want to keep you protected even with these storms happening through the overnight tonight. So with that, before we sign off here, again, Impact Day and on tap at least through tomorrow morning, but other than that, that's pretty much about it. TJ will have you covered in the morning. Of course, if things get really bad, Brooks and I are on deck in order to come in. But again, here's just that timing risk, so you can find your hometown, and I'll leave this up for a moment as I continue talking. Here, we'll pop that up full so you can see. But find your hometown. This is a rough estimate of when those storms can start to move in. Gainesville already starting to see a couple of scattered showers, not that full blast quite yet, but still starting to see that starting to move in. So you can find your hometown where you live and see when you can see the probability of that rain starting to move in to your neck of the woods tomorrow. But after a soggy start to your Saturday, things are really going to clean up for the better headed into the start of the weekend. So that's good news right there. Let me do a quick check over on my other screen, see if we are also live on YouTube as well. So let me just do a quick check of those comments. Facebook not seeing anything, but thank you to those who are up with me late tonight, timing out these storms. But if you are still up with me, make sure you do download the Fox 35 app. Make sure you have your notifications on, just in case things do get a little bit crazy. Again, this is really just going to be a big rain and wind event for the next couple of hours. So that's something that we're just going to be watching very carefully, because again, we've been hit with those afternoon scattered showers and thunderstorms pretty consistently for the past couple of days. So that's something that we're going to be watching very carefully, but also because of that wind, because the soil is already on the moist side, we're already going to be seeing the possibility of some downed trees as we head through the day tomorrow. So that's what we're possibly going to be looking at when it comes to threats, just in short term as we head through the start of your Saturday morning. All right, so thanks folks for staying up with me this late Saturday night. And if anyone has any questions, definitely reach out. TJ has you all morning, and again, we will all be here if things start to get a little bit on the crazy side. But again, most likely expect a few severe thunderstorm warnings tomorrow. Lots of wind, lots of rain, possibly looking at a good amount of lightning too. Very similar to what we would normally see during an afternoon thunderstorm setup, except this is a cold front and we're going to be seeing that much cooler air after the storm really kick in. But again, we got you covered over here. We have you covered through the overnight tonight. Again, I'm here for now. TJ and I are going to be doing a little bit of a tag team at about 3 in the morning. So make sure if we do have anything, we got you covered on that front. So make sure you just have those notifications on. Download that Fox Local app so you can get the latest weather information. Thanks, everybody, and have a great night. Sleep well, and we got you covered here on the weather front. Have a great weekend.